So you have to adjust. You have to have 3 camera settings, right? One on the ground, one on the top. Or either one, this will also get the ground.
Brothers, we're about to start the program, so if you want to sit down, we'll start the program with the recitation of the Holy Quran. Brother Fazl, salawat, Allahumma salli ala.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات.
A couple of announcements before we continue the program. Let me make sure I have the. So, yesterday we made an announcement that for those who are participating in the majalis can send their feedback directly to the Maulana by downloading the app Slido. Do you guys have that app? I think most of us do, right? Yeah. So I'll give you the code. Just write down the code. That way, if you have any questions about today's topic, you can definitely ask those questions directly. Let me go ahead and bring that. Here it is. So the Slido code is 814-3443. Again, the code is 814-3443. Another announcement is right after tonight's program, there is a Q&A session with the Maulana. Again, it's going to be informal in the same hall, and I think it's open, right, Maulana? Or do you want to keep it to the topic, the Q&A? Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you, Maulana. And the other announcements I will make later. So again, we made this request. Alhamdulillah, there's been a great participation from people who want to recite. Like I said, we need to keep this tradition alive. We need to also add into the tradition, meaning add our own poetry if we have our own, but also read ones that we have, that we're aware of. So anyone who's interested in reciting either during Talawat or Salam, Marsiya or Noha can talk to Brother Ali Naqvi, Jafar Bhai's son, and you will get your name on that list. That list is getting shorter, so if you do want to recite, make sure you guys reach out to him, inshallah. So today we have you'll be reading Salam, right? Yeah. I'd like to invite now Brother Hisham Derjani, okay, to the podium with a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
سوال پر محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
عباس نہ لوٹے، عباس نہ لوٹے، مقتل کی زمین بھا گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے، مقتل کی زمین بھا گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. اس شان سے مقتل کو صدارت علمدار، اس شان سے مقتل کو صدارت علمدار. آدھا کی نظر کھا گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. بہتا ہوا کانوں سے لہو، سوکھے ہوئے لبو، بہتا ہوا کانوں سے لہو، سوکھے ہوئے لب. دکھلانے سکینہ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. کہتی رہی آواز پہ آواز سکینہ، دہتی رہی آواز پہ آواز سکینہ. آخر کو قضا آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. کیا جانیے کیوں روٹ گئے، کہتی تھی زینب. کیا جانیے کیوں روٹ گئے، کہتی تھی زینب. رخصت کی گھڑی آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. خیموں میں لگی آگ تو ہم منہ کو بلانے، خیموں میں لگی آگ تو ہم منہ کو بلانے. معصوم سکینہ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. مقتل کی زمین بھا گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. شے آ گئے، مشق آ گئی، عباس نہ لوٹے. عباس نہ لوٹے، عباس نہ لوٹے. صلوات پر محمد.
Allah salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So that was wonderful. MashaAllah. I think, as we kind of develop our own way of doing azadari and have our own sort of, I wouldn't say flavor, but your own sort of, your own ownership of azadari, I think, what you guys did was wonderful. I think what you guys have been doing is great. And inshallah, you have a few more days left, another week almost, of, adding, and contributing to azadari. So I now invite for Marcia, Brother Ali Naqvi to the podium with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala.
Salawat. عزمو عمل میں ہرے دلاور حسین تھے عزمو عمل میں ہرے دلاور حسین تھے قاسم حسین تھے علی اکبر حسین تھے او معصومیت کی شرط ہٹا کر تو دیکھیے او واللہ کربلا میں 72 حسین تھے عزم و عمل میں ہرے صلوات سینے پبرچے کھا چکا جب ہرے نامدار گھوڑے پدگ مگانے لگا وہ وفا شوار رکھر جگر پہاڑ پکارائے دل فگار اے فاطمہ کے لال یہ قادم ہوا نثار اے فاطمہ کے لال یہ قادم ہوا نثار اب شفقت امام حجازی کا وقت ہے آقا یہی غلام نوازی کا وقت ہے جس دم سنی امام امم نے صدائے ہر چھاتی پہ ہاتھ مار کے بولے کہ ہائے ہوئے رو کر کہا رفیقوں سے دیکھی وفائے ہوئے خیمے میں پیٹنے لگیں زینب بڑائے ہوئے کھینچی جو شین دل بے قرار سے نکلی طرف کے فاطمہ زہرا مزار سے دوڑے ادھر سے رن کی طرف سید امم آئے ادھر سے حیدر صفدر باشش میں نام آواز دی نبی نے کہ ہر کو لیے ہے ہم उस वक्त पहुँचे शाह के वो थोड़े था दम सड़कातने की फिक्र में जो थे वो हाथ गए मेहमा से अपने दौड़ के हजरत लिपट गए जानू परख लिया सरे खुर और ये कहा भाई हुसैन आया है आहोश में जरा आंखें कदम से मल के पुकारा वो खैर ख्वाह मौला हजार जान से मैं आप पर फिदा मौला हजार जान से मैं आप पर फिदा जिसके लिए ज़मीं पा मलक सर झुकाते हैं वो लोग खुद से मेरे लेने को आते हैं वो लोग खुद से मेरे लेने को आते हैं सीने पर बच्चे का चुका सलावत
How you? Let's begin. Other salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So, couple more announcements I want to make. One is, again, for the new brothers and sisters who have just joined, there is a Slido group that you can send your feedback to. I think most of you guys have that code already. The other announcement I want to make is, you guys know this Sunday is the Muharram procession, the Jalus. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the kind of things that are happening, especially in Europe, where there's been this movement where to kind of agitate and to instigate the Muslims, in Sweden in particular, they've been burning the Holy Quran, not just in private, but particularly in front of the masjids, the masajids, and trying to get us to react. So, obviously, the reaction that they want, they're not getting, because the way we have dealt with this in the past and the way we're dealing it today, if you noticed, in Karbala, there was a new chant that was declared when everyone brought the Holy Quran and there was Quran recitations. It is Quran, yes, right? So in that light, we too will do something small. We'll be distributing the Holy Quran to the onlookers during Jalus. They will be getting free copies of the Quran, and also some brothers have requested that we also bring copies of our own personal Qur'ans, and there will be banners highlighting that event and what our response to that is, right? Which is the sanctity of the Holy Quran. So that Jalus is on this Sunday. I'll make sure you guys are available and participate. The other announcement I want to make again is today or tonight after the program, there is a question and answer session. I want to make sure you guys all have the opportunity to ask your questions. And the Maulana has accepted to spend extra time with us after the program. So, okay. Amidst the sands of Karbala's plain, a tale of redemption, loss, and gain. Hur, once a warrior on the other side, found his heart in turmoil he couldn't hide. As fate would have had it, paths did collide between right and wrong. He must decide, caught in the moral struggle, torn within, the call of truth, a battle to begin. Hur, torn by doubt and questions deep, in the dark of the night his conscience would weep. He saw the light in Hussein's eye, a leader of justice who'd never compromise. As tears of anguish washed away pride, Hur knew he must stand with the righteous side. With courage ablaze, he embraced the truth, forsaking past ties he sought to soothe. On the fateful day, Hur made his choice to stand with Hussein, to raise his voice. In a selfless act, his soul he'd defend, as Yazid's forces they would contend. In Karbala's dust, Hur's valor was shown, a loyal ally, once a foe, now his own. His heart now aligned with the noble stand, a symbol of hope in a blood-stained land. Hur's sacrifice, a lesson profound. In the quest for justice, truth shall be found. In the annals of history, his name shall be a symbol of justice and integrity. Amidst the martyrs, his spirit soar high. As a hero of Karbala, he'll never die. Hur, the brave soul who chose to fight for justice, love, and eternal light. Salawat. Allah. I now invite Allahu Akbar. Ya Rasulullah. Ya Ali. Ya Ali. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And now I invite Maulana to the podium to address us this evening. Salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وإلى من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه المبين وقوله الحق أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. Salawat. We praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we got another chance to sit together in the commemoration of these great days of the first Ashra, first 10 days of Muharram, which is marked by the beginning of the new year, like every year. And there's some things about the new year which has been said before. For example, you know, like when the this regular Isvi New Year changes, or the Christian calendar, they have like New Year resolutions and things like this. Not to copy them, but we have these same kind of things. So the Urafa and Ulama actually said something sometimes about two New Years in Islamic calendar. One is the Hijrah calendar, which starts from Muharram. The other one is the first of Ramadan. Sometimes Urafa, when the Ramadan starts, they said that this is the new year of reviving your soul, reviving your inner spiritual being, and this is the time of making a resolution that in this month of Ramadan we are gonna strive hard for that.
Similarly, this Hijrah year, when it starts, we can relate it to our spiritual well-being and moving forward and spiritual gains in this year. We can make a resolution with the name of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. So this is one of the a lot of gifts which Karbala and Ashura has given us, that we start this new Hijrah calendar with the new resolution that inshallah I'm gonna start my year by coming to the majalis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein with the niyyah that inshallah when I leave the majalis, one majlis after another, or leave this 10 days or leave this month, I'll be a changed person. So inshallah, when I come here, my niyat is this, and inshallah I believe that when you brothers and sisters, when you come over here, you have the same niyyah, that we gain something from this majlis. Usually when we say we gain something, it's most of the time it's knowledge. Knowledge is really good, well, and we are actually talking about this, that what's the difference between jahal and ilm. And when you have ilm, you can go forward and do better things by knowing the reality of this universe. But more than that, the akhlaq, the spiritual well-being is important. So inshallah, when we gain, we are more equipped with both knowledge and akhlaq. Because sometimes what happens when we, and it's kind of related to the discussion, but before we go to discussion, I promised Brother Ali and promised my younger brothers here that inshallah we're going to try to start our majalis with a small short story. Why? Because it's not because just for my little brothers here, it's for all of us. These short stories, if you know, we call it, I don't know what's the English title, but Shaykh Mutahari have wrote some books. There's 2 volumes of the books about short stories about Islamic history and Ma'arif and Tawheed, things like this. And people came to him, and Shaykh Mutahari was a big philosopher, big alim, and he was Ayatollah. Few people call him Ayatollah, and I have no doubt that he was an Ayatollah as well. But he was writing at his peak some short stories about Islamic Ma'arif, Islamic knowledge, about history. And they said, like, why are you doing this? I mean, you're a big alim, right? Why are you doing this? But he said that, no, this is a really important thing, because sometimes these small things are more effective and easily absorbable, and they can have a bigger impact in our lives. So inshallah, with this niyyah, we're going to start this small story. The one story which I had in my mind since the morning, because it is kind of related to what we discussed yesterday, and some kind of the discussions we had during the dinner table. I shouldn't bring the whole discussion here, but it is a little bit related to this. So when we talked about why Imam Hussein came out and refuted and revolted against Yazid, right? We have this hadith that he is a Mard al-Fasiq, Rajul al-Fasiq, Sharib al-Khamr, wa Qatil al-Nafs al-Muharrama. 3 things. But then he said one more thing, that I am coming out for Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahi anil Munkar. What is that? This is a wajib, just like when we read namaz, when we fast, asking to do good things and forbidding from the evil to other people and to myself is called Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahi anil Munkar. The whole stage set for the Karbala was because of this wajib, because of this obligatory act, which is an obligation of every Muslim. So Imam Hussein at that time thought that this is my obligation right now, that I come out and do this wajib and perform this wajib in front of everyone. And if you go to the history and see when he was a child, probably a lot of brothers know, the older brothers, but again, this is a story for my younger brothers, that in the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, please to say salawat, there was one day when Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein were present close to the masjid. I think the wuzu area was close to the masjid, and they saw this old man was performing ablution of wuzu, but he's not performing it the right way. Now these are two kids, and they are the kids of Ahl Bayt, the kids of Bibi Fatima Zahra Salamullah alaiha, Imam Ali, and the grandkids of Prophet. Actually the kids of Risalat and Imamat. Now how these children try to fix the problem they saw. So both of them, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, this is for my younger brother, so please pay attention. I prepared it really, I prepared this story. Let's just have salawat. So they told each other that we need to do something, right? This is what a Muslim, a mu'min should think whenever he see a small problem anywhere, not confined to the wudu. Anything you see going wrong in my community, in my city, anywhere, I try to fix it. This is the seerah of Imam Hussein from the childhood and Imam Hussein. So they said to each other that we need to fix this. So, but you know what, he was an older person, and Arab culture is like Desi culture. You shouldn't say anything. And this is etiquettes of Islam too, though sometimes we just paint it with the culture and say, okay, this is Pakistani or Indian culture that you have to respect your elders. No, this is Islamic culture to respect your elders. That otherwise Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein wouldn't be following it if it's only Arab culture, right? So they said, well, we cannot go to him and say, you know what, you're doing it wrong. So it is against the adab, against the etiquettes. He might not be able to listen to us and say that, okay, you know what, you are a kid. Most of the time, this is kind of a Desi culture, like a lot of elder people, sometimes they say that you don't know anything because you were born after us. Well, they are not right in that sense, but if we are, we are younger, we have to know the way to address the problem. So they said, they came up with the solution, and they said, like, we are gonna do the ablution, and you tell me, we'll ask him to tell us whose ablution is better. So both of them did the wudu or ablution in front of this old man, and then he realized that, oh yeah, both of them were right. Their wudu was same. They were doing it the right way. My wudu was batil, or was not doing it right. So this is the etiquette of Amr bil Maruf wa Nahy anil Munkar as well. Sometimes when the word Amr comes, it means like you have to order. The literal meaning of Amr is to order. But we sometimes take it literally. We really order people. What are you doing? Why are you sitting here? Go! No. If you want to fix even a kid, a small kid, he's not behaving, or if you want to fix anyone, you have to be polite, brothers and sisters. Why is it related to our discussion from yesterday? Because I said one thing, and then the thing was this, that because of the principles we have to stick to our principle, and we shouldn't give the way to this idea to come our mind that everyone and every principle and every lifestyle is the same. Because it is sorry to say, but it doesn't make any sense. It is like a non-aqli thing. Not every theory and every lifestyle is right. It's not possible. Even there's a reason when they say in this community, this society, when they say whatever religion you follow, whatever you want to eat, they respect. If you go there and they say I'm a vegetarian, they respect you, right? I don't eat pork, they respect you. I was coming from Pakistan for the first time, and I was sitting in the PIA, and I said, okay, I have to read namaz. And even in the plane, you have to get up and read namaz because qiyam is important. It was Fajr time. So the air hostess came and I said, I have to read namaz, I have to get up. She said, no, just sit down, you can read namaz here too. So in Desi culture, not only they don't listen to you, they give the fatwa too. But in here, because it's a freedom of religion, they can give you the leeway. They say, okay, whatever you want to do. The same experience happened to me when I was going to Mecca for Hajj in Swiss Air, and I asked them to I wanted to read namaz. They brought a blanket for me. I was reading namaz just like this. They brought a blanket for me, asked me to pray on the blanket. So when we see this, we say, oh yeah, this is a better culture. Yeah, this thing is really good. But if I relate this to this thing that, okay, you know what, whatever you want to do, I'm going to facilitate you to do that, that is wrong. And that was the point I was trying to make, inshallah. I hope that I was able to convey this point. If I didn't, inshallah, by the course of this discussion, we're gonna explain it more. Please recite a salawat. But in the process of doing that, we shouldn't shove people away. We have to stick to our principles. But shoving people away is not the seerah of Aimah alayhi salam or Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Another story, there was a young, not kid, but a young adult, and he was doing some really bad stuff, but he used to come to Masjid al-Nabawi and read namaz. And the ashab of Rasulullah said that you know that he's doing this or that things, right? Why do you let him come and read namaz? He said, no, let him keep coming here and reading namaz, because salatu tanha an al-fahsha wal munkar. That's what our belief is. If we are reading namaz the right way, it's gonna fix us. If you have any problem, it's gonna be fixed. Na'uzubillah, Rasulullah didn't say that okay, whatever he's doing, let him do that. No, he said, don't stop him coming to the masjid. We shouldn't stop anyone to come to the masjid, unless, like, you can say that I'm doing the, the opposite thing which I said yesterday, that few people we have to separate them, we have to keep them away. But again, this is because of their principle, not because they want to learn something or they don't know something because of ignorance. If you remember that, I try to make this point clear, that if a person is jahil or ignorant, not willingly, he doesn't know that he's an ignorant, then it is my responsibility and your responsibility to educate him. But if a person knows things, for example, like this kuffar of Makan, this is a story in Nahjul Balagha. Imam Ali is narrating that I was sitting there, Rasulullah was there, and I don't know which name of the kafir he said, probably Abu Jahl or someone else. He came, a bunch of those people came to Rasulullah and said, okay, just show us a miracle and we are gonna be Muslim. And this is in Nahjul Balagha, inshallah. If you need it, I'll give you the address of it. So Rasulullah asked them, okay, if I show you the miracle, would you bring the Imam, will you become Muslim? They said, yeah, why not? So he showed the miracle. He has I think there was a tree, and he asked the tree to come, and the tree came, and he said salam to Rasulullah. They saw that, but they still didn't believe in Rasulullah. So if you come across to a person like this, who is making fun of your religion and wasting your time, it's better not to waste time with him. But if a person doesn't know anything, we shouldn't shove them away. And moreover, that is on the theoretical level, not imaginary level. So when I say theoretical level, it doesn't mean that it's imaginary. It's real, but it's theoretical. On the theoretical level, when there are two principles, I need to know which principle is right, which is Islamic principle, and which principle I have to follow, and which principle is wrong and non-Islamic, and I shouldn't follow it. Right? So when we are talking about principles, we have to be stern and stiff. Please recite a salawat. Allahu Akbar. Ya Ali. Ya Ali. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. So as the promise which you guys are not waiting for at all, I promise that I'm gonna talk about some Irfani Nufus or Irfani Bahas of the Nufus and the category of the Nufus, like 7 categories of it. I know you're not waiting for it. You're waiting for it, okay. Please just say salawat. So just a recap, because I think it's a weekend and a lot of brothers and sisters, they didn't come in the last few days. Inshallah, I'll try to do it like, wrap it up in like a few minutes. So what we were talking about was the three properties or three conditions that human beings started their journey, right? We started as a non-living element, and we changed from that non-living element to a something which is thinking and intelligent being, and that intelligent being is known as insan, right? So if you just recap in your mind that we have these three stages which we named as nafs. The first one was nafs nabati, the other one the vegetative nafs, the other one was animalistic nafs, and the last one was insani nafs or nafs natiqe, or the intelligent being, or the property of an intelligent being. We came to that discussion, and then we said that after this stage, when a person who is mature, like 20 years old, he knows what is right and wrong, the universal rights and wrong are clear in his mind. Now he has to start his another journey, and this journey is a voluntarily accepted journey. A person has to do it willingly. Here we have the ikhtiyar. Here we have the choice for this intelligent person or intelligent being to either choose the right path or the wrong path. And here the discussion of Urfa comes in. I told you that the Irfan is the branch of science, of Islamic science, where we talk about the spiritual well-being, spiritual diseases, and how to get rid of it, and try to walk a path which leads us to laqa Allah. What's laqa Allah is? Laqa came from mulaqat. Mulaqat means to combine with Allah, to be like Allah. So now you have to brace yourself again. I'm not saying that we are gonna be God. What I'm saying is that we will have characteristics of God, right? Of Allah. This journey has to be done voluntarily. It has to be done willingly. Here where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us ikhtiyar. فَالْهَمْهَمَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Right? This ilham of fujur, of bad things, and taqwa, the good things, is there. Now you have to choose. Now, just stop here a little bit. When I say that you have to produce those God-like characteristics in yourself, or the properties, it's kind of a really dangerous place, right? Am I talking about like multiple gods? Am I still mawahid? Am I still monotheist or not? I'm not gonna go into details of it, but believe that na'udhu billah, I'm not saying that we are gonna be like God, or we're like God after we go there. But every insan which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created is Khalifatullah. Khalifatullah means a being who has the characteristics of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now from this intelligent person, the intelligent being, this person has to follow certain path that gradually he will develop the properties of Allah within him. To explain it more, we already have some innate, instilled properties of Allah when we are born, whether we are kafir or we are mu'min. For example, what? Every one of us who are sitting here, we are the creator too. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a creator. He created the whole world and universe. We are creator too, right? Who made this? Insan made it. Who made this? Insan made it. The best thing which you can create right now, we're gonna do it kind of like a experimental majlis today. That we create our thoughts, and we are the solely responsible of our thoughts. We can create them and we can destroy them. So this property of being a creator is an innate quality Allah Ta'ala has given us, which resembles to the quality which Allah Ta'ala has. Is a creator of the whole universe. This is salawat. I think it's like I'm losing you, brothers. Please recite another salawat. Either it's me or that's the door that everybody is looking at the door. Please recite another salawat. So this Ya Rasulullah. Ya Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. MashaAllah, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. So this creation, now do some small experiment, right? Close your eyes and think that create a fireball falling from the sky to the earth. Do that. If you can do it right now, do it right now, or go back and do it at home. You create that thought. This mental image is created by you, right? This meteoroid is coming from the sky and about to fall on, let's say, inshallah not, but New York. You created this in your mind, right? You close your eyes, you can actually see it. But you open your eye and you don't see it. So you just created it and you just destroyed it. Your mental images and your mental concepts are like this. You are the creator of your mental concept and images. And the things you create, your creations, they are so fragile, they are so dependent on you that they are created when you close your eyes and they're destroyed when you open your eyes. Or in other sense, they're created when you want them to be created and they're destroyed when you want them to be destroyed. Or in other words, they're created when you're related, when your brain is related to that image, and it is destroyed when your brain is not related to that image. Now where am I going with this? You'll have a lot of questions after the conclusion I'm going to make. Brothers and sisters, all the creations in this universe which Allah Ta'ala has created are like this. Me and you, this earth, this universe, this multiverse, whatever it is created in the way that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has created it, and Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is attached with them. That's why they are existing. If Allah is not attached to them, they will be annihilated. Just like my mental image which I made right here and I destroyed right here. Now, going forward to this concept. Did you guys get this concept? Please recite salawat. I mentioned it. Allahu Akbar. Ya Rasulullah. Ya Ali. So just like I created this thought or mental image, I destroyed it, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created it and created everything we see in existence, different existences, and they are existing because it is related to Allah. It's not like Allah Ta'ala has created it and then he, na'uzubillah, went on a vacation and that Sunday was his day off, so he slept. No, it's not like this, right? I'm not, na'uzubillah, I'm not making joke about any holy book. We were talking about holy books. Well, we can discuss about holy books. What's in the holy book? Just to make a tangential point here, a really good thing which we are doing in Julus, inshallah. Baba, these Julus are to do the ahya of Islam. We remember Imam Hussein to bring Islam and introduce Islam to everyone. We believe that Islam is the right way, right path. Everybody who becomes Muslim will be in a really tranquil state, which we are discussing right now. Not to accept Islam so my number will increase. No. These Anbiya, these Awliya, Rasulullah used to cry for these people. He went to Taif, people hit him with stones. His shoes were filled with blood. When he was crying for them and praying for them that, oh Allah, they don't know what they're doing. We Muslims are like this. For other Muslim brothers, for other people, anyone in here. In Islam, you cannot break a branch of a green tree. It's not jais. Just for, if I just want to go there and pluck a leaf, it's not jais. This is a living being. I don't have the haqq, I don't have this sulta on this that I can use it as I want it. Allah Ta'ala is going to ask me, why did I do that? So na'uzubillah, we don't want to impose Islam on anyone. But the things which are happening like this, I'll just relate it to the one thing Imam Khomeini said at the martyrdom of Shaheed Mutahari. He said one word, that those people who don't have intellect, who are not knowledgeable, who cannot come on the table and discuss and talk, what do? They kill. That's what they did with Shaheed Mutahari. They had questions about what he was doing. They could have come and talked to him and debated him. But because they knew that they had no answer and they will be defeated when they discuss things with him, they killed him. These people, when they're burning Quran, because they know they cannot refute Quran, they cannot bring the same challenge which was in 1400 years ago, that bring a smallest ayah like this, they're not able to do it. So what they're doing? They're doing the thing with Juhlaju, the thing which shows that they're ignorant, the thing which shows that they are worse than animals. Ulaika kal an'am bal hum adal. Worse than stones. Right? Please recite salawat. So may Allah help you doing all these efforts. These are real efforts with the Imam Hussein, with Julus and Azadari and Alam and everything. We need to spread the name of Allah, name of Rasulullah, name of Islam. Na'uzubillah, if inshallah, I don't think that Shias think in this way, that we have taken Imam Ali, Imam Hussein and Karbala, and our Sunni brothers have taken Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah. That's a really bad mistake. They said one of the teacher in Qum is a good speaker. You probably have heard of him, Dr. Rafi. He said the slogan of Imam Hussein in Karbala was Ya Rasulullah. Because Yazid was not there to kill Imam Hussein, or there's some things that he had a books of Imam Ali, but he has a books of Imam Ali because of Rasulullah, because of Islam. How can we separate Imam Hussein with Islam? Inshallah, we don't do that. So alhamdulillah, we have this kind of things happening, and inshallah I'll be really happy to go to this julus, and inshallah if you need anything, I'll be there. Please recite salawat. So coming back to our discussion, right? So what I'm trying to make a point here is this, that our discussion is kind of insan shanasi, that what insan really is, right? And we discussed this, that when you go to that bifurcation, when you went to this bifurcation where you can go to the left side, which is going to go to Jahannam, and the right side, which is going to go to Laqa Allah, close to Allah, this intelligent being has the ikhtiyar, right? Now, if he takes the left path, or the path going down, he thinks, okay, you know what? I don't care about anything. I don't care about Sharia. I don't care about what Allah is. I don't care about prophets. I don't want to confine my life in an organized religion. So he falls down to the level of animals and stones and minerals. We just talked about this, that if Allah Ta'ala is attached to any existence, that existence will exist. If He's not attached to it, this existence doesn't exist, right? For example, if I'm not attached to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala right now, I'll be gone, like poof, from here. Like I wouldn't be existing at all. So how this person who is not attached, deliberately not attaching himself to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, not attaching and saying that there is no God, and I am not attached to any God or any any creator, is still existing. The answer is this, that he is existing but not as a human being. He is existing as a lower level of a human, just like I said, kal an'am, or less than that. Why? Because he has detached himself from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has detached himself from the Sharia. Remember that when Imam Hussain said that he's fasiq. Anybody who wants to be a fasiq deliberately, who wants to come out from the confines of Sharia, from the halal and haram of Sharia, then he wouldn't be a human being. Now you'll say, oh Maulana, so anybody who is not reading namaz is not a human being. No, I'm saying anyone who knows that this is from Allah, who has recognized Allah. Kuffar used to listen to Quran, they were crying, they knew Rasulullah was right. Jews came to Medina, Quran says Jews knew that Rasulullah is a right prophet, but after knowing that they were not accepting it, then they fall from that status. Then they fall from being the vicegerent of Allah. Then they fall from to have any qualities of Allah within them. They can still procreate, they can still create, but just like ants and animals. Please say salawat. So this halal and haram, brothers and sisters, this sharia is based on aqli dalail. It's based on intellectual discussions. It's based on an intellectual theory. Is based on wahi, which is above human intellect. We're coming back to falhamhama fujuraha wa taqwaha. This ilham comes after you acquire your full, pure brain capabilities. When a person becomes 20 years old or mature mentally, then this ilham comes. Then he knows the universal rights and wrongs. If a child, I'm not going to a tarbiyah of child, but let's say if a child, why do you think in Sharia there's no guna or sawab? Well, sawab is there, but there's no guna for a child, a person who doesn't have a working brain, or a person who doesn't grow mentally. There's no guna or sawab. Na'udhu billah. If a person who is mentally ill, he's not grown properly in his mental state, if he lies, if he steals, he cannot get this guna. That's not a sin. Why? Because his brain is not working. But a mature brain which can think has to have this ability to get the ilham from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if I am and you are not attaching ourselves to this ilham, to this direct connection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we are going to lose our brain. We are going to fall from that status of human being. And here the discussion of irfan comes. Now we are going to go above, a little bit above from halal and haram. Halal and haram is the first step of knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It looks like my time has finished. So inshallah, probably in 5 minutes I'm going to do this, and the wada is still there for those 7 stages. I actually kind of cut them down to 5. So you wouldn't probably it'll just be only 3 stages. Please recite salawat. Just to keep. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. So the natija, the result of today's discussion is this, that brothers and sisters, all this dry discussion we had in the past few days was this to make sure that what we are practicing has a logical meaning to it. It's not just, I cannot eat pork, Hindu cannot eat a cow, and somebody else cannot, or let's say the Jews cannot eat the dairy and meat together. So we are all same. We are all the same. It's just your choice. You want to be Jew? Go ahead. You want to be Hindu? Go ahead. No, these are important things. These are important things. We started our discussion that how to know Nafs Mutmainna of Karbala, meaning Imam Hussein and his followers. If we don't know these things, if we don't know Sharia, if we don't define Sharia and the divine laws like this, we will be disconnected from Karbala. I mentioned it yesterday. If a person thinks that everything is right, every theory is right, every religion is right, I don't have to, you can choose whatever you want, right? I forgot the name of it, like, what you call that? Like, sorry? Yeah, exactly. If you're a pluralist and you want to wear black clothes and come over here and do matam, I mean, you're doing matam because you saw your father doing matam. If you're a pluralist from inside, you're wrong. If I'm a pluralist, I could become a Hujjatul Islam or whatever, how many Hujjat of Islam, which is, I have to talk to you about that. It's their thing that they have to put Hujjatul Islam. I'm not a Hujjatul Islam, I'm saying it from the mimbar. So I'm not. they just wrote it. Please recite a salawat. I'm not putting him to spotlight. I love him, he knows that. And he did it because of love. So inshallah, please recite salawat for him. But this is a big title. I'm not taking this title. I'm not going to take this title ever. Hujjat Islam means like whatever I say is a hujjat. Is a hujjat tamam to you. This is what Islam is. No, Baba. I can make a lot of mistakes here. That's why we have Q&A. That's why Slido is there. So you can ask questions. I can see what did I say to them. The point is, and this is really, really, really important point, brothers and sisters. If we don't know Islam like this, on the logical level, we are not practicing the right Islam. We are practicing the ritualistic Islam. Across the board, Shia, Sunni, whatever. We are going to Hajj because, they said you go there and probably there's a paradise, you might go there, all the sins, maybe, I don't know what sins are, they'll be washed. But I'm just doing it. I cry for Imam Hussein just because, I saw my mother. She was taking me when I was 2 years old, and when I was 6 years old, my father was taking to Majalis. I'm doing it. And from inside, I think everything and every path is right. Don't mix it with the saying of every path leads to Allah. That is true, but again, I'm not going to that discussion. That's not what pluralists say. That's not what pluralism means. It is like this. Why? Because in the society we live, as a matter of fact, religion has no importance or place. Rahbar Muazzam Ayatollah Khamenei, he made a really good analogy, and he said, like, religion to us is like this. He gave a story that, let's say I'm going to Toronto. Usually the New York people, especially my family, go to Toronto from New York, nowhere else. So where is the Toronto here? Northwest, right? Okay. I'm going to Toronto with my brother or my friend, and we are going to Northwest. And we are talking, we are seeing different cities and say, okay, this is a good city, this is Rochester, this is Albany, whatever. This discussion is fine, and we are going there. Suddenly this discussion changed. And we say, oh, Toronto is Northwest or Northeast? Or Toronto is Northwest. Are we going to Northwest or Northeast? Now this discussion is heated. Now we are going to argue. Now we are going to say, no, Baba, we need to stop and see where we are going. Why? Because we have a point of origin and point of destination. We know where we are starting and where we are ending. We have to go somewhere in a provided time. If we take religion like this, that we are originated from Allah, and we have to go back to Allah, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, and nobody died, don't worry about this. That's what it means. We originated from Allah, we are going back to Allah. In this period of time, my discussion of religion will become serious. Right now is what? It's a tea and cookie stories, right? Pakistan mein kya ho raha hai, dekhen kya hota hai. I was so, one day I was like, maybe I'm really naive, 10, 12 years ago, there was Shah-E-Ashur, we were doing Amal, and some brothers came in the center, and well, Pakistan is always Pakistan. Well, if you go back 50 years ago, and there were some problems going on in Pakistan, they were discussing that, and I was really happy that, yeah, you know what, we have to be aware of this, okay, what's happening in Pakistan. Although it was Shah-E-Ashur, I said it's okay. It's an ibadah. We are concerned about what's happening there. But it just suddenly came to me. Maybe the way he talked, and they discuss about things, that they were doing amal inside. They just came out and drinking some chai, and just to finish the chai, they were talking about the politics of Pakistan. It just kind of dawned it on me, and I said, no, that was not ibadah. That was just time pass, right? Just to finish your chai. Na'uzubillah, na'uzubillah. Our religious discussions are to finish our chai. That's it. They are not serious discussions. Why? Why? Because whether I am a Muslim or Hindu or Jew or whatever, or I believe in Allah or not, I'm going to go tomorrow, I'm going to make some bucks, I'm going to buy a house, a car, and my life is set. And that's all I have in my life. And I'm not talking about those people, mashallah, who came over here, but this is the general idea of Muslims here, not only in this country, everywhere. Now you try to cram, really bad words, but cram Karbala, Imam Hussein, Shahada, and all these concepts in this lifestyle. You try your best, you wouldn't be able to do it. I'll be believing Imam Hussein, who visit me on the 1st of Muharram, and inshallah, with respect and love, I'll say Khuda Hafiz to him on the Asr of Ashur. That's it. I have nothing to do with him. He was long time ago. I don't know what happened. I don't even know. Na'uzubillah, na'uzubillah. I'm just going to some borders, I don't know. I have to go there. Na'uzubillah, who was right and wrong in this Karbala thing. Because if you don't know, the enemies are like this. They are bringing the questions like this, and we're not equipped with it. So that's why I just want to make my case here that if those discussions bored you, and they were so dry, but they were really important. So I say sorry like a nurse says sorry after pinching you, because she has to take the blood out, but she still says sorry, right? So I'm going to pinch you, take the blood out, I'll say sorry. It's going to hurt a little bit. Please recite the salawat.
Nare takbir. Nare salat. Nare Haydari. Haydari. Nare taksalawat.
Allahumma salli. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفناء جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جاء له الله الآخر الأهد من لزيارتكم السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Brothers and sisters, we have reached to the 4th night of Muharram, and I was just sitting here thinking that Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, few things happened culturally in our Azadari which are really good. One of the thing is this, that one of the day in wherever the Azadari is happening, we assign that day for the Shahadat of Hazrat Hur. And that is a really, really good gesture we do as Shias. It shows that no matter whatever you did in your life, whatever bad things you did in your life, there's always a door open for tawbah. And this door is opened by whom? By Imam Hussain. So when I come to this majlis of Imam Hussain, if I spend my 70 years in ignorance and I take his hand, he'll take my hand, just like he took the hand of Hur. Hur was the first person who stopped Imam going to Kufa, close to Kufa. He stopped, and it's written in the Maqatil that his army was thirsty because they were wandering in the desert trying to stop this small army or a small group of people Imam was bringing with him to Kufa. There were like thousands of them, and they were thirsty, like they were close to die. When Hur came to Imam Hussain, the first thing Imam did was ask his companions to give them water. So you know which Karim Hussain we come to? This is the Karim Hussain. He knew that these thousands of people came to because of Ibn Ziyad, asked them to stop me going to Kufa, which might lead my death, which will lead that Zainab will become prisoner. But he gave water to everyone. And not only ordered his companions to give them water, there was one person who was not able to hold this bag of water. Imam went to him, hold the bag of water, and asked him to drink easily. This is how Karim Hussain is. These are the things which were bothering Hur. On the day of Ashura, he came to Sa'at Mal'un and asked, "Are you gonna kill this person? You know who he is?" He said, "Yes. My intention is this, that today, on the day of Ashura, there will be heads flying and hands will be cut." Then in Riwayat, in the Maqatil, it says that when Hur came back after this conversation with Sa'ad, he was trembling like the rattlesnake's tail. He was trembling from his head to toe. So the people asked him, "Hur, if anybody would ask that who is the bravest person here in Kufa or in Karbala, I will say that's Hur. Why are you trembling like this?" He said, "Do you know what's going to happen to them? You know who he is? He's a son of the daughter of Prophet. And he will be killed soon, and it's all because of me. It is all because I brought him here." This intense feeling of Hur made him climb up the horse right then and there, go to the Khayyam of Imam Hussain, in the way like a prisoner comes to surrender. Who came with his hands on his head and asked Imam that, "Imam, I did that thing, that because of me your children are thirsty, you will be killed, your bodies will be trampled, your families will be imprisoned. Would my sin be forgiven?" And Imam said, "Na'am, yes." These are this Kareem Imams are. Imam said, "Who come down from your horse?" Who said, "No, I'm so ashamed of myself, I cannot come down in front of you. I'm gonna go back right here, right now, and I'll be dragged down from my horse by the swords and the spears of Ibn Ziyad." And Hur went there, and he fought like a brave person. He killed a lot of big brave people of Ibn Ziyad, Saad's army, till he went down. He was dragged down from the horse, and they said that Imam didn't only forgive Hur, but he came. Imam didn't come to everyone, but he came for Hur. He put his head on his lap. he cleaned his face and he said, "O Hur, you are a free person in this world and the hereafter." سَيَعْلَمَ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيُّ مُنْقَلَبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ ماتم حسین.
سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. جگہ جگہ ہے علم گواہی دلوں پہ تیری ہے بادشاہی. جگہ جگہ ہے علم گواہی دلوں پہ تیری ہے بادشاہی. لبوں پہ تیرا ہی نام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. علم کا جب سے ہوا ہے سایہ زمین کربو بالا پہ مولا. علم کا جب سے ہوا ہے سایہ زمین کربو بالا پہ مولا. تیرا ہے چلتا نظام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. تیرے علم کا ہے ہم پہ سایہ علم پہ سایہ ہے پنجتن کا. تیرے علم کا ہے ہم پہ سایہ علم پہ سایہ ہے پنجتن کا. بلند تیرا مقام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. تو با وفا ہے تو لافتہ ہے بے آسروں کا تو آسرا ہے. تو با وفا ہے تو لافتہ ہے بے آسروں کا تو آسرا ہے. جہاں میں چرچا ہے عام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. حسین مولا سے پیار کرنا حسین پر جان سار کرنا. حسین مولا سے پیار کرنا حسین پر جان سار کرنا. یہی ہے تیرا پیام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. جو تیرے بازو قلم نہ ہوتے اسیر اہل حرم نہ ہوتے. جو تیرے بازو قلم نہ ہوتے اسیر اہل حرم نہ ہوتے. نہ جاتی زینب یوں شام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی. سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی
متوجہ زیارت.
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم السلام علیکہ یا باب اللہ والارواح التی حلت بفنائک علیکم منی سلام اللہ ابدا ما بقیت و باقی اللیل والنہار ولا جعلہ الاخر العہد من لزیارتکم السلام علی الحسین وعلی علی بن الحسین وعلی اولاد الحسین وعلی اصحاب الحسین السلام علیکہ یا ابو الفضل العباس یا بن امیر المومنین السلام علیکہ یا ایو عبد الصالح امتی اللہ ولرسولہ واشہد ان